Hey there, this is Eileen again. In the last video, I showed you where you can find the link to join the Google Meet. I'm just going to blow it up again. This is inside an email invitation. Right here it says joining info. And if I click on this, it's going to automatically open up the Google Meet screen. So as that opens up, it is going to have your camera turned on. I'm going to turn it off right now so that you're not distracted looking at me because I need to show you things on the screen. I'm also going to turn the microphone off so I don't get feedback. Okay, so on this screen now, what you can see is this is what you will see, what people will see from your camera, okay? I can hit the join now or I can hit the present buttons that are here. You can also join using a phone for audio, but for our purposes that won't work because I need to show you things on screen. But if you're in, if you want to do a voice over IP, which is basically like a FaceTime call, you can do just a phone call, okay, without seeing the face. All right, so I'm going to hit the join now button, just so that you can see what it looks like. Okay, now, because I have the video blocked, this is my icon that will show up to everybody else that is on, that is in the meeting. Okay, now as my other self, my teacher self, I am joining as my teacher self. So now I can see your icon, and I'm going to drag this over for you to see. My teacher self sees you, and then my personal self sees myself as a teacher. I know that's just crazy, but that's how it goes. Okay, now, I just want to give you a quick lay of the land. I'm going to get rid of this off my screen. And what I need you to see is up here in this top right-hand corner, we've got a people icon. And when I click on that, I can see that there are two people who are in this meeting right now. And if I click on this chat icon or tab, then any questions that are listed get listed here. Now, down here at the bottom is where, let me zoom all the way out. This is where it says send a message to everyone, right? So if I need to ask a question, because with these online meetings, sometimes it's intimidating for you to undo your microphone and speak. So the chat is super helpful. So I can type in here, how do I turn on, off my mic? Question mark, enter. Now, when I do that, up here, you can see that it posted, it says you, because so that I know I'm the one who posted it. But now what I want to do is I want to show you what it looks like on my teacher screen. When I bring this back in and I hit the chat icon, you can see here that it has labeled the name of the person. So it's whatever your Gmail account is labeled as. And here is the question. All right. So anybody can answer another person's question. So this chat can work very well for collaboration. Keep in mind, though, in the classroom, this can be an online chat session, right, for kids. The good thing, though, is that if you're in G Suite for Education, there's something called a Google Vault, which records absolutely everything that is done inside G Suite. So you need to just let your students know that if anything inappropriate is going on, all you have to do is contact IT, and they'll be able to pull up every single thing that was done. Whether it was erased or not does not matter. It is recorded. Okay, so just as an aside, you need to know that. All right, now, so that's the, those are my side features that I have here. And when I click back on the main screen, it disappears because sometimes it's just in the way. Also, when I click on the screen, this bottom bar pops up, okay? So from left to right, if I click on the left, the details are here of the meeting. And then if I have put any attachments in there so that people can access them quickly, they are right there. So it's super easy to access. This is where I can turn my mic on to speak, my video on so that people can see me, and then I can actually call people. So I don't have to send them a link. I can click on this button and it's very much like FaceTime. So if you and your students, or if you or your students have only an Android phone, right? So you don't have access to FaceTime, you do now. So all you have to do is get the Google Meet app and you'll be able to quote unquote FaceTime people. Okay, so right here, if I hit turn on captions, then all of the words that are being spoken will show up. So if you have students who have accessibility needs, this turn on captions is super, super powerful, okay? You also have the opportunity to present now. So right now I'm looking at the teacher, so I'm going to push this back off my screen, and the same thing happens for you as a participant. If I click down here, click anywhere, I have this same option to see everything that's there. And then over here, I can turn on captions and I can present now. So when I hit present now, then my screen is what shows up to everybody else in the meeting. All right. So that's just about everything that you need to know. There are underneath this 3 dots. I call it the sideways ellipsis or vertical ellipsis because it means more. And so you can play around with these as needed. I'm not going to go over them right now because it would take all day. So you've got the basics for how to join a Google meeting, and then you can also create your own with this telephone icon here if you just want to call somebody using their Gmail. All right. People do not, one more thing, people do not have to have Gmail to use Google Meet to be able to join. To create one, I believe you have to have a Google account, but you can do a Google Meet with somebody that does not, that has a Comcast email or any other email. All right. So hopefully you'll be thinking about ways that you can be using Google Meet in the classroom. Think about doing an online meeting with an author, with a scientist, with NASA, with business owners in the community, with your superintendent. There are so many things that you can use this for. So I'm excited to get started.